bright beauty. Every student matters.
Hello children, welcome to the session. In this session children, we are going to discuss the topic destruction caused by cyclones. So children, at the beginning of this chapter, we have discussed about a case study where one of the worst cyclones hit the state of Orissa and it caused massive destruction. Okay. So now we are going to study, students, what can be the destruction that can be caused by these cyclones. Okay. So children, cyclones causes a lot of damage to life and property, and the first point is, and children, this question can come up to so you will have to note down the points. I have already prepared your presentation in points, so you just note them down, keep them in mind. You don't need to cram anything, you just have to listen to it once and I am sure you will be able to grab it. You have to grab the concept. Okay, these are all basic things which can be caused by any of the natural disasters, but we are linking these destructions which are caused by cyclones. Okay, so children, in case of cyclones, the strong winds in a cyclone pushes the water from the sea towards the shore even when it is hundreds of kilometers away. Okay, so from hundreds of kilometers away the water can come to the land masses. Okay, and this is the first indication of its approach. The water waves produced can cause severe flooding in that area. Okay, so let's move to the next point. So children, the water is lifted to a height of about 3 to 12 meters by the low pressure eye of the cyclone. We know that we have a low pressure eye of the cyclone over here, and then we have the spiral of these clouds which are carrying rain with them. Okay, so this can lift, children, water waves up to 3 to 12 meters, and it appears like a wall of water which enters the low-lying coastal areas, and it can cause major flooding in that area. Okay, then children, the high speed wind, we know that these high speed winds can uproot the trees, electric poles, roofs of the buildings which are weak, and it also damages the communication system, children. So children, just imagine the situation where all the poles are uprooted. This can also cause to people getting electric shocks. So at that time most of the power supply is cut off. Okay, so that there is no damage caused due to the current electricity. Okay, so this is another reason this is the another damage which is caused by cyclones. Then children, it reduces the fertility of soil. How? By washing away the top fertile layer of the soil. So it washes away the top layer of the soil which is very fertile, and thereby it causes the reduction in the fertility of soil. Then children, heavy and continuous rainfall causes the floods or worsens the situation in the already flooded areas. So when the rainfall will be continuous and heavy, so the flooding will get even worse. Okay children, and because of flooding there are several other consequences to flooding, like the animals of that area will be submerged, the area in which people are living will be submerged, there will be no food. And also children, you know that whenever the water stands for a lot of time, it may cause waterborne diseases as well. Okay, so children, the situation is very, very dangerous. Okay, so these are all the major destruction which is caused in case of a cyclone. Okay, so let us just move ahead. Children, in different parts of the world, these cyclones are given different names. So we are going to discuss them one by one. So the first one is hurricane, children. So in American continent, that is in America, these cyclones are known as hurricanes, and they consist of violent and destructive winds. Okay, as you can see, even the vehicles are carried away with the high speed of these winds. These are called as hurricane in America. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is typhoon. And children, this is usually occurring, it is a tropical cyclone, and it originated in the China Sea, and it occurs in Philippines and Japan, and these are known as typhoons, and these also are very destructive since they consist of very strong winds. You can imagine the level of destruction that it can cause. Okay, let's move to the next point, which is tornado. Next type of cyclone is tornado, children, and it consists of twisted funnel shaped cloud. So it is again twisted funnel shaped cloud which is swirling in air. So it is moving from one place to other, and so that it reaches the sky from the sky to ground. So children, it can reach from sky to the ground, and it is formed very suddenly on land, and the speed of the winds in violent tornado can be about 300 kilometers. Children, it is even higher than the storm that hit Orissa, which was around 200 kilometers per hour, and the second cyclone which hit the state of Orissa was 260 kilometers per hour. And you already know the level of destruction it caused, and this tornado has a speed of 300 kilometers per hour, which is even worse than that. Okay, and its diameter varies from a meter to a kilometer in range. So its range can vary from a meter to 1 kilometer in length. Okay, then children, the funnel of the tornado sucks anything that comes in its path. So it creates massive destruction. Dust, trees, animals, human beings, vehicles, everything is pulled in at the base due to the low pressure and thrown out near the top. So what it does is it sucks everything that comes in its path and it just throws it away from its top. Okay, and these tornadoes may be formed within the cyclone, and tornadoes are not very frequent in our country, but these are common and violent in USA. Okay, and when a tornado forms over a sea, it sucks up the water and looks like a giant grey snake. Okay, when it occurs over some water body, it will look like a giant water snake, grey in color, and we call this as water sprout. Now I am going to show you the two images. One is of tornado and the other one is of water sprout. So children, this first image represents your tornado, and this second image, which is greyish in color and is formed over the water body, we call this as a water sprout. Okay, let's move to the next type of cyclone, which is depression. So children, in Europe, the cyclones which are not very frequent are known as depressions, and they bring rain but they do not cause much destruction. Okay, and the cyclones are mostly frequent in the eastern coast of India. In the western coast, the intensity and frequency of cyclones are less than that in the eastern coast. In fact, the whole coastline of India is a cyclone prone area. Okay, so this was all about the different types of cyclones, children, and I really hope you would have understood this and you would have enjoyed the session. You would have learnt about the destructions that a cyclone can cause. Okay,